So how do advances in insurance information, data, and technology potentially impact the organizational designs of our insurance clients with respect to data, technology, and, as well as human resources?
In terms of the skill, people talk about a new role called a data scientist. The best way to visualize who a data scientist is one third being business savvy, one third being a technology geek, and one third being an analytical nerd. So combine all three, not in separate individuals, but in one individual. Someone who understands the business, can relate to it, can visualize and scope the problem, and is smart enough to even do the analytics, also understands the technology on how to exploit the data. All of those put together. So that's the key role. So people are still trying to see where can we get those, how can we train some of our existing people to make them into data scientists. That's at a micro level. Then you also have issues around how does this function reside within the broader organization? How do we institutionalize this data-driven culture throughout the entire organization?
Yeah, and I think traditionally a lot of the data analysts have been in the product or actuarial groups, but now they're sort of diffusing across the organization into marketing, distribution, et cetera.
Given the structural issues, it seems to be a reason why some insurance companies are struggling with information management. How, in your opinion, can insurance companies overcome some of these barriers and take advantage of some of these newer methods?
Yeah, I think traditionally the way that insurers have looked at this problem has been a data problem, right? But a data warehouse isn't the answer all the time anymore, right? It's more about if you take the right approach where you start with decisions instead of data, and you start looking forward dynamically instead of backward, and in a static sense, and start with a business-led approach that you need to focus on the decision and then figure out how to put that in place using data, using information, as opposed to we have all this data, let's put it all in the same place, create this enterprise data warehouse for everyone to use. But if you start with that approach on the technology side, you're not going to end up driving the business.
People have been approaching it very much from an inside out, i.e. what data do I have and how can I bring everything together and make it available to the business, whereas what we are suggesting is an outside-in approach. Look at what the customer wants and then let the business decide what decisions they are making and drive the information management down rather than being created from the technology.